Hi boys and girls, and welcome to another fantastic episode of
Story Time with William D. Sherrill.
That's right. Mysterious voice from the great beyond. Anyways, our show did so well in the ratings last week that they've decided to keep it going. Hooray for us, right? Yeah. So they've also decided that it'd be a great idea to add more on than just that silly old storytelling. Although it is called Storytime with William D. Sherrill. Anyways, so from now on, the show will have a word of the day. That's right. Which the word of the day could be anything anything I want it to be, or the producers, like fish, or popsicle stick, or tuberculosis. So it'll be fun because I will teach you a new word and then you can say it. The next part is a joke. I will be telling jokes from now on. That's right, my own jokes too. I will come up with them my very self, or by myself. Hopefully. If I can. I don't know if there'll be knock-knock jokes, even though I know you kids like those, right? Next will be the favorite part of my day, and hopefully yours, a story out of... You know what that is, kids. But we'll talk about that one later. And after that, there will be a letter from a fan or a concerned parent. And after all of this, we will recap on the show. That's right, kids. We will recap on what we have just learned. I don't know why, but we will. So, let's get on with it. The word of the day for today's episode is... what? Douchebag. Douchebag is a very lovely word, kids. You could say it in pretty much any sentence you want to. Like, my friend Helen is great. She's a douchebag. See, kids, it works. So, but be careful who you say it to and when you say it, and not around your parents. So, time for a joke. I've got one. One that I've thought of just recently because of Halloween. When I was a child, I didn't dress up as normal things for Halloween. Oh no, that would have been just too corporate, or whatever else goes on in kids' minds of why they wouldn't want to dress up as a normal thing. So what I usually did was I would dress up as something no one else would dress up as, like... Well, I don't have any really good examples right now. But anyways, so one year, all the boys in the neighborhood was dressing up as a vampire of some kind. And I made a stand and said, I will not dress up as a vampire. So I went as a vampire's tooth. That's right, who would go as a vampire's tooth? I made the costume myself. That's right, boys and girls, you can make your own costume. So, it didn't turn out so well, because I got beat up. Because of the little fact that I looked like a KKK member. It's a horrible joke. Gotta work on those. So, now it is time for my favorite part of the day, and hopefully yours. What is it called, kids? What is the book that I am going to show you? That's not the name. Try again. Again? Try one more time, kids. The Big Book of Wonders. That's right, the Big Book of Wonders. Wow, you kids are so smart with your smart, like, thoughts and other smart parts of your brain. So let's get started in the Big Book of Wonders. There was once a duck named Phil Washby. I didn't know ducks could have names. Anyways, he was born in a swamp filled with evil things that turned even the most pure and good ducks into something of great evil, something completely diabolical. Phil had the effects of this evilness present very early on in his life. On his second birthday, he didn't get what he wanted, which happened to be a dress. So what he did was he turned around and he stabbed his sharp beak into his mother's neck and watched the blood pour down her white feathers, turning them red. Whoa. He got afraid for a second, thinking that all the other ducks in town were going to make him into a souffle of some kind. But they did the same. They turned around and killed all their parents for all the horrible things they had ever done. And the rest of the little ducks lived in prison. Well, boys and girls, that was an excellent story, don't you think? Yes, what creative minds we have back there in the book, in this book of wonders. On to a letter. I actually have one that I picked out myself at random. There was like two of them, counted two, and I decided to pick one of them. One that I felt, okay, I picked them at random, like I said. I mean, here's the letter. Dear William D. Sherrill, that's me. Your sense of humor is not a revolution in kids shows, and you are evil from someone you don't know. Well, what I have to say to that is you have smelly breath, Mr. Someone I Don't Know. Take that. Well, boys and girls, we have had an excellent show today. We had a great word, douchebag, if some of you forgot. We had a great joke that inspired many people to become politicians. We had a story about a duck who loved his family very much. We had a letter from a very great source. And that's about it. So, I hope you enjoyed the show this week, and see you next time.